What's up, YouTube? This is the Serial Thriller broadcast, and today I'm going to be talking about 50 Shades of Grey. Just to warn you, the first 50 rows may get wet. I'm just kidding. In the spirit of 50 Shades, I'm going to be doing this review in bondage. It's going to be tough for me because my background is part Italian, so I'm a bit of a hand talker. 50 Shades of Grey is directed by Sam Taylor Johnson and stars Jamie Dornan and Dakota Johnson. This movie depicts the blossoming relationship between Christian Grey, billionaire, and Anastasia Steele, student. And it sort of explores the dark sexual secrets kept by Mr. Christian Grey, the billionaire. So let me start out by saying that when something is this big, I feel like it would be silly not to be a part of it. I've heard about 50 Shades of Grey for the past couple of years now. A lot of people have talked about it, so I figured why not go see it. It was more or less what I expected. For example, I was in a theater filled with soccer moms, and every time the main actor took his shirt off, they would ooh and ah, and they all seemed pretty excited to be there. You could hear them laughing along with the movie because they probably knew all the inside jokes from the book and stuff like that. For me, the relationship between Christian and Anastasia just seemed too unreal. There was more mixed signals going on than a Bella and Edward relationship from Twilight. At the same time, though, billionaires probably have a hard time finding meaningful relationships, so I kind of get that. Now, this sex scenes. This is probably the most important part of this movie because it's a dirty book, it's about dirty stuff, so let's get to the dirty part of the review. The sex scenes are pretty graphic, but safe and very stylized. They're not too gritty or anything like that. They're watchable, nothing too crazy happens. You see a little bit of nudity, but not everything. They leave a little bit to the imagination. So, like I said, that was kind of what I expected. I didn't expect them to kind of go really far with this. I don't know what's in the books. I don't know how graphic they get in the books, but I'm assuming it's probably a bit more graphic than what they decided to show on screen. The whole look of the movie was pretty good, though. Like I said, it was stylized, and the shots and the sex scenes were good and stuff like that, and the lighting was well done. But there was a couple times when certain characters seemed to be out of focus for a second, and then they would abruptly kind of be in focus, and it almost looked unintentional. So I'm not sure, maybe that was just the theater screen I was viewing it on too, the projector kind of playing tricks with my eyes or something like that, but it was kind of weird, and I noticed it twice, so it was a little bit distracting. So in conclusion, I found it a little bit slow. The start of the movie I really enjoyed. There was more going on, there was more characters to focus on, and sort of little interactions between those characters, but then later on the movie kind of focused more just on Christian and Anastasia, and they were kind of a little bit boring for me. So I found that it slowed down a lot towards the end, and it ends, it cuts off at a strange point, so I wasn't a fan of that, but I get that it's a adaptation from a book, so that's bound to happen, and I'm sure people who've read the books, it'll make a lot more sense to them. But what I think is that it's a great movie to take your date out with you on, and it was enjoyable, but I'm probably not going to buy it. I'm not going to feel the need to really watch it again, but I would if somebody asked me to. This has been the Serial Thriller broadcast, and if you feel thrilled, chilled, and fulfilled, hit the subscribe button and let me know what you thought in the comments below.